like being friends again is okay. Like, that's weird. And here on July After Dark, I'm gonna tell you why. Alright, so we just gonna jump right into this, right? So I had a conversation with my mans, and he was basically letting me know how he felt about people falling out and then becoming friends again. Like, that's some, like, some weird shit or whatever. So I chimed in and I was just like, yeah, that's mad weird, but what do you mean by falling out? So, because everybody has their own definition of everything, you feel me? So he was like, oh, if y'all stop being friends for like a year and then y'all end up being cool again, like, that's some weird, that is weird. Because at the end of the day, it's not an argument where, you know, when you disagree with a friend and it's like, all right, y'all have a disagreement, y'all don't talk for like a day or something like that, but that's your best friend, so of course you're gonna talk to that person. But then now y'all done went like a year and some change without speaking. Y'all don't know nothing about each other's lives, y'all don't know much about nothing that's going on. So it's like, how real was that friendship if you guys could fall out so quickly like that and not get back together like as quick, you know? Because if it was a nigga, if you was to leave a nigga, or a female was, or a man was to leave a female, they gonna give that motherfucker chance after chance after chance. But when it becomes your friend and they do something that you don't like, you quick to cut them off, you feel me? So I had to let him know from my personal experience, I don't feel like when you fall out with somebody it should be a bad thing necessarily. It could be, depending on who did what, because a lot of the times it's easier to make somebody else the villain in your story knowing that you're the villain. But, you know, that's another conversation for another day. But as far as this pertains, it's more so the fact, like, if you guys just had mutually stepped away, grew apart, did your own thing, if y'all was to come back together after that, fuck it, you know? Like, sometimes people need to grow into themselves in order to realize who it is that they need around them. So if you grow out of that shell of who you are and you're just elevating, and that person happens to elevate with you, then so be it. So we all get into it. But if you guys happen to fall out over some snake op shit and then y'all try to be cool again after that, I want to tell you right now, like, that relationship is not going to be the same. It's like trying to crumble up a paper. You put it back, you try to put it back into its original form, it's not going to be the same. It's still going to be cracks and creases or whatever, that maybe a rip in the paper, who knows? So nothing will ever be the same if you choose to want to rekindle anything with anybody. Because think about it like this, when you're rekindling something, you're relighting a candle. That candle has already been diminished at some point. So it's only left for it to go down. It's not going to come right back up. So this is why you say when you're dealing with somebody or you're being friends with somebody, you're building something, because you're not rekindling anything. Why rekindle something that could burn so quick? You want to build something that's sturdy. So when it comes to being friends, you got to be careful with that, because it's a thin line. It's a thin line between the love, the respect, the hate, all of that. It's a real thin line. So from my personal experience, because, you know, here on July After Dark, July Summers Ellington, I'm going to always give y'all a story time. So here's a story time. Here's a little backstory of where I got to where I am right now. So, I want to say when I was like 14 was a good year. Yeah, that was a good year. When I was 14, I met a girl. And we're gonna leave her anonymous right now due to privacy issues, and I'm not trying to get sued. So I met a girl at the age of 14. We were really, really close. You know, like, real close. Nothing sexual. Hold on, nothing sexual. But we were really close. We hung out a lot. We spoke a lot. We were on the phone a lot. Like, we were just always with each other, you know what I mean? And she was a lot older than me. Not a lot older than me, I want to say, but she was like a good, like 6, 7 years older than me. So naturally, like, how can I say, like, I didn't graduate, that's not the word, gradually gravitate to her. I did not. But it was just easier for me to talk to her because it's like she's a little older. But then I start to get to know her, and she's really not that smart. Even now, she's not that smart. And we're not even friends, and I know that. But point is, back then when I used to talk to her, like, she wasn't really that smart. So I would just be like, it is what it is. Like, whatever. So as the years go by, you know, we're still friends. I see a lot of, like, weird behavior going on with her, like the alcoholism, the jealousy, the acting out. Like, it was a lot, like, that I had to deal with in this friendship. So now I'm kind of too deep in the friendship, because now I'm like 7 years in, and it's like I'm noticing this girl, and she's just not who I learned and loved to be around in the beginning. So eventually it got to a point where, you know, I had to separate myself from her. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. I had to separate myself from this girl. And you're gonna ask yourself, why? Why did you have to separate yourself 3 times from this girl? Why? Because I tried to rekindle shit with somebody that I should have never rekindled shit in the beginning. I should have let that fucking friendship burn and die in hell the way it should have fucking been from the beginning. But because I have such a big heart, despite what, you know, anybody may think, I do have a big heart, and I do care for people. But I care for myself way fucking more. If not now, then never. I care for myself way more, and I put myself on a pedestal, because at the end of the day, like, if it's not me, who else will it be? So I tried to be there for her. I tried to, you know, deal with the situation. It just was not working. So naturally, what do? As the older you get, the more peace you want, the more you want to be to yourself, and the more you just want love and genuine love around you. I wasn't feeling like this shit was genuine. I had to cut the bitch off. Snip, snip. Cut her off. That's it. So I cut that ass off, right? But it was still stuff being said from her side to her family members that I was cool with, and it's like, baby. And this is another thing I love to say too. Like, it's only one July. Like, I don't care if you know another July, but you're not gonna find another July Summers Ellington, red hair, big tits. You're not gonna find that. I promise you.